Hello, everyone, and greetings, distinguished audience. First and foremost, thank you so much for your time. My name is Sarah Jessica, and today I will be presenting my research with the title Analyzing the Impact of Mentoring Function to Student Interns' Intention to Convert as Permanent Employee, which has been written by myself as the author, with the full support of my co authors, Mr. Ranga Almahendra and Shafira Jasania Jasmine. Throughout the years, unemployment has been such a significant issue experienced by Indonesian youth. According to Badan Pusat Statistics, 14% of those who are unemployed are fresh graduates who hold a diploma or bachelor's degree. On one hand, many fresh graduates are not equipped with the right skill set to enter the workforce, while companies are seeking for talent who are qualified and work ready. Hence, this skill gap is one of the root causes for youth unemployment. As a part of Indonesian government's commitment to improve the link and match between students and companies, Indonesia's Ministry of Education and Culture finally launched the Merdeka Bersertifikat program by Kampus Merdeka. This program received a very high enthusiasm among the youth, as it is conducted massively involving over 122 organizations. For students, the primary goals of internship is to gain insight and experience, which will then equip them in terms of competencies and soft skills to enter the workforce. For companies, on the other hand, internship is also a means to attract talent that, if deemed fit and qualified, may be converted into full-time employees. That is why one of the success factors for this program is the actual conversion from intern to employee. Mentoring is one of the practices conducted by organizations in the program, although currently it's not standardized. Previous studies have shown how mentoring functions and job satisfaction increases one's organizational commitment as well as retention. However, most of these studies are conducted to full-time employees, and there is currently a knowledge gap in implementing these theories among interns population. Hence, the study aims to address this gap by answering the following research question. Number 1, does mentoring function have a positive relationship with student interns' conversion intention? And number 2, does internship satisfaction mediate the positive relationship between mentoring function and student interns' conversion intention? And therefore, this research aims to test and analyze the positive relationship between mentoring function and student interns' conversion intention, as well as to test and analyze the internship satisfaction that mediates the positive relationship between mentoring function to interns' conversion intention. Additionally, the scope of this research is limited to the first batch participants of Magang Bersertifikat by Kampus Merdeka, which lasted from August 2021 to February 2022, and the participants or respondents are undergraduate students from Gadjah Mada University. This study incorporates several theories including mentoring function, internship satisfaction, as well as theory of planned behavior to explain interns' conversion intention. Based on the research background mentioned previously, the following hypotheses are formulated. The first hypothesis states that mentoring function have a positive influence on student interns' conversion intention, and the second hypothesis states that internship satisfaction mediates the positive influence of mentoring function on student interns' conversion intention. In the slides, you can see the research model. This study is a type of explanatory research where the author aims to examine a correlational relationship between the variables within the study. The approach used in the study is a quantitative approach using the means of survey methods to collect the data. As the subject of this research is quite specific, the research will utilize a purposive sampling method to gain respondents. The two criteria that the respondents should fulfill are undergraduate students from Gadjah Mada University who are enrolled in the first batch of Magang Merdeka lasting from August 2021 to February 2022. The survey is distributed via Google Forms to the targeted respondents, which is then shared via social media such as LinkedIn and WhatsApp. The questionnaire is filled on the basis of participants' experience, and the questions use a 5-point Likert scale ranging from 1 being strongly disagree to 5 being strongly agree. The first part of the questionnaire measures the degree to which respondents experience the 3 dimensions of mentoring functions, namely career support, psychosocial support, and role modeling. This 9-item questionnaire is adapted from Castro and Scandura 2004. Afterwards, the questionnaire measures internship satisfaction, which is defined as the degree to whether or not one is satisfied with their internship experience. This 3-item questionnaire is adapted from Abati et al. 2009. Lastly, the questionnaire seeks to find out student interns' intention to convert. This variable will be measured using 4 statement items from Hurst et al. 2014. The data will then be analyzed using partial least squares structural equation modeling. Moving on to Chapter 4, now I will be discussing the result of the research. After a few weeks of sharing the questionnaire, the study receives 111 respondents who fortunately fulfilled all the criteria. Here are some key insights regarding the respondents' profile in terms of gender, age, major, and semester to which their internship was undertaken. Out of 111 respondents, around 80% of them reported having formal mentoring, while the others received a rather informal mentoring. Here is the specification of the research model. As a part of the conversion validity, the outer loading should first be tested. According to Chin 1998, the cutoff value for the outer loading is 0.7, but for early stage research like this one, a value between 0.5 to 0.7 is still declared to have passed the conversion validity. From the table, we can see that there are still outer loading values below 0.5. Hence, both items must be removed in order to pass the test. After the removal, we can see that all of the values for all the variables have exceeded 0.5, and hence it has passed the outer loading test. The next conversion validity measure used is average variance extracted, or AVE. According to Chen 1998, AVE is used to assess the variance that is explained by the item and compare it to the variance occurring from measurement error. The minimum AVE value for appropriate reliability is 0.5. Based on the table, we can see that all of the values are above the critical values and is therefore valid. To determine the distinctiveness of the constructs in the study, discriminant validity is measured using cross-loading. Forner and Larker, 1981, noted that the criteria for cross-loading is that an item should have a higher correlation to the construct that it needs to reflect in comparison to the other construct. The next test aims to ensure variables' internal consistency using the Cronbach alpha and composite reliability. The benchmark value for both measures is above 0.7, and therefore, all variables are deemed reliable. Here is the descriptive statistics based on the result. Next, we will also be measuring the coefficient of determination value, which is measured to know the proportion of the variation in the dependent variable that is predictable from the independent variable. Here we can see that the contribution of mentoring function variable to the internship satisfaction variable is 27%, while the remaining 63% was contributed by the variables outside of the study. Secondly, the contribution of mentoring function variable to interns' intention to convert variable is 47.3%, while the remaining 52.7% was contributed by the variables outside the study. The result of the calculation above show that the goodness of fit value generated by this research model is 0.54, which concludes that the overall performance of the prediction model that is reviewed at the level of conformity between the inner model and outer model has a high level of feasibility, as it produces a goodness of fit value above 0.36. Up next, here is the PLS algorithm for this research. Hypothesis testing will be conducted using the bootstrapping technique, and the data used for bootstrapping is the data that are derived from the measurement stage previously. Based on the bootstrapping calculation result, we can see that there is a significant effect of mentoring function to interns conversion intention variable because the p-value of 0.011 is smaller than 0.05, implying that the first hypothesis is accepted. This proves that the mentoring function has a significant positive effect on interns' intention to convert. As seen in the bootstrapping result for indirect influence on table 4.16, there is a significant influence on the mentoring function to internship satisfaction to interns conversion intention variable because the p-value of 0.00 is smaller than 0.05, or in other words, H0 is rejected and alternative hypothesis is accepted. Moving on, we're going to discuss about the conclusions as well as the recommendation. Based on the analysis, we can finally come up with two conclusions. The first one is that mentoring functions are proven to have a positive relationship with student interns conversion intention. And the second one is that internship satisfaction is proven to mediate the positive relationship between mentoring function and student interns conversion intention. There are some theoretical and practical implications that are derived from this research. The first one is that the study hopes to contribute and fill in the theoretical gap in the study of internship, as well as the factors contributing to the intern's conversion intention. Secondly, the present study hopes to become a reference for future studies in the related field. There are also some practical implications for Campus Merdeka as well as host organizations who participated in this program. The first one is that the result is hoped to be an aspect of consideration in improving the future practices of Magang Bersertifikat program to ensure higher internship satisfaction, a more standardized mentoring practices, and therefore a higher conversion from students to permanent employee. The second one, this research seeks to be a reference on how organizations can improve internship experience and design. And that sums up the result of my research. I really appreciate your time and attention. Thank you so much.